What's going on, guys? It's your boy Random Guy Kevin. This is Thoughts of a Random Guy. We talk about many things dealing with love, dating, relationships, adulting, life's ups and downs, and the ever-evolving world of just being a human. Don't forget to check me out on all your favorite social media platforms at Random Guy Kevin. My website, randomguykev.com. Today's topic is... Which one are we doing? Oh, 50-50 relationships.
Predatory behavior.
Oh, sorry. We're doing predatory behavior. And my co-hosts for this episode are...
I am KK Curleen Keke, depending on what you know. Patty Mayonnaise on all social media platforms.
I'm Mal.
Nah.
It's the lean into the mic for me.
Hey,
I'm Mal.
I'm Mal.
Mal underscore Twitter on all platforms. Yep.
Shout out Securitize.
Securitize as well. Founder.
Okay.
CEO.
Heard you.
Thank you.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said. Yep.
All right. Which topic are we doing again?
Predatory behavior.
Yeah, that one. All right. The predatory behavior. Let's talk about it. We've all seen it. Older people who coach younger people. Essentially, it's called quote unquote grooming. We see it everywhere. What's the cutoff of who you deal with or what you deal with in life when it comes to people? Because I feel like as you get older, you always see older people, younger people, older people. Sometimes younger people do prefer older people because, they are more established or they're doing things in their life. And older people sometimes prefer younger people that they have groomed and prepared for this next stage of life. And it's kind of disgusting. I mean, it's to me personally, I have like a 5-year gap, 5 year from my age, 5 to 6 years, where I'm like, that's where I go above and below. And anything more than that, I feel kind of weird about it. And I mean, in some cases people do it where it's like 15, 20 years. That's fucking wild to me. That's above and beyond. Because I feel like sometimes those people are outside of your generation. They don't know what's going on. They don't know. They can't relate to you in some ways, some way or form. Like 15, 20, 25, 30 years, way past due. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Thoughts?
Okay, for starters, I think that predatory behavior is one of those topics that, I guess, especially being around, and not even just Caribbean people, Black people and things of that nature, you always have that creepy old uncle or, things of that nature. And it was always something that was ew. But the older I get, and because of course social media is a thing, I realized that especially celebrities, age is not a thing.
Yeah.
You have
no one looks at it. No one questions
at it. Or even if they question it, it's kind of you're not on this money level, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we don't care.
Because who recently just got pregnant or got a really young girl pregnant?
What's that?
That old white guy.
Oh, okay. We're okay.
It was lit on the shade room just recently, but either way,
Still.
Al Pacino.
Oh my God, he's
got someone pregnant, and they were outside and they're flaunting it. You have situations with Diddy and Cassie, or even something as simple as Michael B. Jordan and Lori. That was damn near 10-year age gap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so granted, I've always erred on the side where the older you get, the less age matters. But when you're reaching 20, 30 age gap, I'm just that might be for me a red flag.
Because I think it comes to a point where, okay, there are vibes. You catch a vibe with somebody, and then things when you're catching a vibe with somebody, having a conversation, having a great time, you don't think about the age, and then the age gets brought up. It's oh, we're gonna celebrate our birthdays, and
Yikes.
God damn,
I'm celebrating retirement, and you just turned 30.
Yeah, shit, crazy.
Kudos to the 30-year-old.
Yeah, fuck,
But you know what? I think that sometimes it's more acceptable for a woman.
It's always, definitely. If she gets a dude that's 20, 30, 40 years younger than her, then she's winning.
Yeah, cougar.
Yeah.
Or he gets the
Sugar daddy vibes.
No, sugar, baby vibes.
Yeah, sugar
Sugar
baby.
mama vibes.
Yeah.
But when a woman does it, it's
when a man does it. When a man does it.
Yeah, when a man dates someone significantly younger. it's like, oh, you're a pedophile.
Yeah, you can find somebody in your age range.
Or even like as young as I know a lot of guys. And I think this happened. Came up at one of the E-Talk sips about a guy who like lost his virginity to a much older woman, and I mean, and granted it was jokingly or whatever, but that's literally the mindset we're in, where the guys were dapping him up like, yeah, my boy. But if it happened to a girl where she lost her virginity to someone significantly older, it's like, oh, you were raped.
Yeah, you were raped. Yeah, I mean,
there's a gender definitely inequality there.
You know, societal standards at this point, and being that social media is so prevalent, it's like, all right, when people on social media say this is not acceptable, we accept. We're just like, yeah, that's not acceptable. Law. That's what it is. And I've seen some people, like, I know some people, both men and women, that 15, 20 years, 30 years, and I'm like, how do you do it? Like, because it's like, you can barely relate to that person.
Honestly,
you can only relate to new age shit, but you can't relate to anything like...
As ignorant as this may sound, or as factual as this may be, a lot of people, I feel like, that do that huge age gap are definitely in it for money, right? Whether they want to admit it or not, because it's like you said, yeah, I agree that, you know, age ain't nothing but a number when it comes to certain age or whatever, or, you know, we both experienced life, and maybe and that should be rare. As common as it is today, these are definitely influencers who are looking to chase a bag. Yeah. These are people who like, oh yeah, I feel secure. Or even like, I watch Real Housewives of Potomac, shout out to Real Housewives, and Ashley dated Michael Darby, and he was significantly older, 80. Right? But I remember
last name like Darby.
Yeah.
Okay, grow up. But I remember Candace commenting on it and saying like, well, you know, Ashley had daddy issues. Yeah. And for her, even though they're getting a divorce now,
we knew it wasn't gonna last.
Yeah, like it was something that she did because it felt secure, it felt safe. Yeah, like I was living my life. I didn't really have a job. I was raised with parents who really couldn't keep a job. And here comes a successful white man who like can provide, who gave her that safety net, which is why Candace was saying like, oh, it's probably hard for her to divorce him because this has been her stability in her life.
And it really was, because like they were getting a divorce and they were buying a house at the same time.
Child.
That shit was crazy. I watched Real Housewives of Potomac. Yes, I do. I enjoy it because the shit is crazy. I mean, the thing is, how you divorcing somebody and you're buying a home with them?
Because she wouldn't get a home on her own.
Yeah, she couldn't get a home on. She couldn't afford it.
He was her stability.
Yeah. He helped her do that restaurant. You remember the restaurant?
Oh, child.
The restaurant? And then the shit folded. I'm like, God damn, dog. Like,
but that's the thing, especially, you know, and to just tangent into race a little bit. Ashley's black, Michael's white. To open a restaurant, it doesn't work out, and to be like, oh, but we're okay after that. Like,
yeah, not a lot
some
of people
put their life savings into doing entrepreneurial work. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for him to be like, oh, I had the money to spare for us to try to start something. It didn't work out, but I'm still good because I have all these other investments and things. I think she grew up not knowing what that was about, not knowing that she could probably do that thing herself. And for her, it was like, oh, he opened my eyes to these new things. Candace was saying, for lack of better words, to a certain extent, he raised her. He taught her, introduced her.
Yeah.
He made her mature, more mature than she
was. Her words were, he made her a woman. Yeah. Which is a little yikes, but yeah.
Again, grooming. It goes back down to grooming. Like, he groomed her to be better. I mean, my thing is, you always want your partner to make you better, like, and vice versa. But, like, in their case, there was like a 40, 50-year difference with them.
But it's also, like, because technically Karen and Ray are, like, 20 years apart or something like that, too, right?
Oh, shit, they are.
Yeah, but it's, like...
Who's Karen and Ray again now?
She's one of the older couples.
One of the older couples, yeah.
Y'all getting into names.
The older couple.
I watch Housewives of Potatoes, but, you know,
Housewives of Potato!
But,
out of here.
But I think... So, like, we looked at it, I'm looking at it from Ashley's standpoint, right? Like, oh, this man provides stability. People my age can't do that. When I'm looking at it from Michael's standpoint, what is this? Like, midlife crisis, I could get a young chick. Because Michael's not attractive, let's be honest.
Oh, my God.
So, what was that? Like, is that predatory behavior? It's like, okay, well, technically she's old enough. She's showing interest in me. I think she's attractive. But it's like, does something in you not say, like, this girl is too young?
Yeah.
I'm teaching her life.
Yeah.
I think.
So what's the line?
For some men, they do that because, like you said, grooming. He can groom her to be the person, the woman that he wants.
Yeah.
But after like I started watching, like she still showed like signs of immatureness.
Yes, for sure.
She's very immature.
Definitely still enjoying her life as. I think she still wanted to be a teen. I think he just solidified his legacy by having kids with her. That's it.
Yeah, and they had 2 kids.
Yeah. But see, it's funny. We're looking at it from the outside in. I think they both were in a place where they both stood to gain, right? He's with a younger woman. She can be groomed. He's not dealing with habits that, can't be broken. She's stuck in her ways. And for her, it's like, I'm with someone who provides for me. I don't technically have to have a job. Now I have kids by him. I'm always going to get a check for him. He's always going to want to make sure I'm good because I'm the mother of his children. But now she's like, in her 30s, maybe about to be 40.
Yeah, she's in
and she's TikTok craze. She's
oh my God,
influencer. Like she's one of the youngest people in the group, and it's very apparent.
I think if she didn't have the show, she wouldn't be.
Yeah, she didn't have the show. She wouldn't be doing anything.
Right. You think she would still be with him if she didn't have the show?
She probably would be. She probably would be because I feel like the show shows so much of your personal shit. Right. So much of your personal shit that you're just like, all right, I'm here, I'm vibing, I'm having a good time. But then it's like it shows the down. And when people rewatch the downs, they're just like, fuck, damn, I did that. And they second guess everything. And like, they see all the behind the scenes shit and they're like, oh, this bitch talks shit about me in my relationship.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it at a different, because it's like, for us, it's the same way. So if you don't share your relationship as much, then it's like you kind of keep it in yourself. But they're sharing their relationship with millions of people. Yeah. And millions of people have input. And it's like, her family has input. So it's like, hey, I saw him do this on the show. Like, what's up?
Right. So and not for nothing, early on, it showed that he had cheated or whatever the case was. Man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when he cheated and she just like kind of like, it went over her head. Like, she just let it go.
Did he cheat before or after the kids?
It was after.
No, before.
Was it before?
Before the kids.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, she probably just hung on because she needed it.
Yeah,
But also, and it came out that they're prenup.
And they're prenup.
She had to be there for a little bit.
She had to be there for 5 years. They had to be together for 5 years.
So she just put up.
They might have changed it to, I think, 6 or something that they revealed.
So,
and then she literally literally the year that she had to make it, she just made it.
Yeah,
to that
she just made it. Yeah. So it was like, bruh, like, oh, so okay, now you're gonna get out. Heard you. But again, she was, like you said, she was groomed. She was groomed in that situation.
Do you think Cassie was groomed? Cassie versus Diddy. Do you think Cassie was groomed?
Outside looking in with the information that we have, I don't think so. I think she knew what she wanted. She wanted to be with somebody with power, and to advance her career. Because you gotta remember, she was good. She was alright before she was with him, and then she was with him, and he was producing most of her stuff. Yeah. And that shit was getting fired. I was like, oh, okay, Cassie, what's up?
And you.
Yeah, like she had some bops. Cassie had some bops.
Let's also remember how they got into that relationship too.
Which is?
He stole her. She was with Ryan Leslie before.
Oh, she was with Ryan Leslie.
I knew you were bring up Ryan Leslie is his man. So.
Yo, Ryan Leslie, my guy.
I love Ryan Leslie.
Yo, Ryan Leslie was fired. He as a producer, amazing.
He doesn't get enough credit for Cassie's stardom because her first 2 albums he produced all of it.
Wow.
Diddy just had him in the studio.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Ryan Leslie like stamped a lot of people.
Facts.
And like people don't remember that. I'm like, bruh. Even though his albums, I liked his albums personally. I love his albums. But a lot of people are like, oh, Ryan Leslie, no. That man was good. But like Diddy did steal him from Cassie.
Diddy did him dirty too. Yeah. He could pull a lawsuit on Diddy.
He really could.
Well, at this point, everyone could pull a lawsuit on Diddy.
Me too. I was trying.
I mean, at this point, yeah. I mean,
so let's play again. But let's get back to the topic.
But celebrities can do it. Why can't I?
You got no money.
Yeah, you see it? And that's the one. I don't make as much money as these celebrities. Plus, I mean, I feel like I have more morals. Right. Because I'm sorry. Once you get to that 15.
Well, let me not say this. 20. I don't think it's a celebrities can do it. Why can't I? Right? Because if you're looking at these celebrities, they're like much older. They're well established. I remember this old job that I used to work. There was this lady who had to be, let's say, in her mid 40s, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm dating someone who's in his mid 60s," and she was like, I work 2 or 3 jobs. I have 2 or 3 kids, and he has kids that are like much older, clearly, or whatever. They're established. She was like, and he gets money. Yeah. She was like, so I'm just his sugar baby. Like I spend time with him because his kids don't want to. His ex-wife is gone, so she's like, I'm just there for a good time. she's like, it's not like I see him like becoming my man, but she's like, but he's a good time. If we go out, he'll pay for everything. She's like, there have been times where like I know I couldn't pay a bill, and he's like, oh, I got it, like I'll pay it. One time she got a flat tire, and he was like, oh, why didn't you tell me, like I'll pay for your tire. And people want that safety net, that feeling like, oh yeah, he got it.
I don't mind that safety net. I'm not just
like, who would turn that down?
I'm not dealing with someone with kids personally.
Okay, we know that.
But like, I don't mind dealing with kids. Again, I don't mind. It's one or two people that got me locked in. If they hit me up like, yo, Kev, what's good? I'm like,
hit him up, y'all. Hit him up.
We here. We here, miss. What's up? What you need? I'll be a stepdad. I'm good.
Yeah, I think every guy.
You're not a stepdad. You're the dad that stepped up.
I'm the dad that stepped up. There it is.
Facts. I think every guy has that 1-2 like that has kids. If they hit me,
if they hit me, yeah, it's over. It's over for that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, again, I feel like we all set a limit for ourselves as far as like age range we would date and be with. Can we see ourselves being with this person? Right. But then when we get that person, we're just like, yeah, I need somebody older. I need somebody with a better mindset.
Yeah.
I need somebody with a smarter mindset that's like, I can throw references off of, and they be like, oh yeah, I remember, he ha ha. Like, cause if I'm throwing Nickelodeon references at you, like all that and shit, and you don't get it.
You know what's funny? I've dated people who were like, because I've always said growing up, like, oh, I don't want to date anyone younger than me, right? And I remember dating people who were maybe 1 year or 2 years younger than me. So I'm like giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, oh yeah, they're mature. And something always comes up that reminds me, like, yeah, no, you're not there yet. You're not there yet. Yeah. And I think that the difference between predatory behavior is intention. Because I think it's different. Because, you know, like, you meet people or you hear about people who, like, oh, yeah, I met her and I didn't know her age until we were, like, you know, like, I had a good conversation with her and I liked her. And then she was like, I found out she was that young. No?
I mean, yes. So, the thing is, a lot of these chicks look older than what they are.
For sure.
Like, bruh, get the fuck away from me. I will legit say get the fuck away from me.
We know.
I don't got time for that. Cause think about how you look when you were 18, 16, 17, 16 in high school. Like that today. And they don't look like that today. And a lot of, 22, 23, 24, think about how you was in school.
Right.
And then these chicks now going to the club and bruh, get the fuck out my face.
Child, prom alone. I'm like, y'all can wear that? Your mom let you wear that?
Yo, to prom, listen, to high school prom?
They becoming crazy. Mm-hmm. They becoming crazy.
I'm like, who getting married?
And then you see, again, you look at TikTok, Instagram, we have so much access to everyone that it's like, you could see these people and be like, are you sure? Like, how? Let me double check your age. Put your age in your bio. At this point, put your age in your bio so I know who the fuck you are. Right. Because this shit is wild. I shouldn't be on your page.
Yeah.
I feel disgusting being on your page.
It's dangerous.
And I'm no. Again, we're from a generation where we didn't have this much access to people.
Yeah.
And I feel like the predatory behavior stuff in the celebrity space, it was silent because you had a small circle.
Yeah.
People of money, so you could do it. You know, Russell Simmons with what's her face? Kimora. Yes. I think he started dating her when she turned 18.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
Marcus Houston and his wife.
Oh my God.
And she like 20. She like 21, right?
She's
21.
No, like 23 now.
Yeah, she was
when they got married.
She was 21 when we found out.
Yeah. I'm like, bruh.
Oh,
but again,
he said he waited.
He waited. No, and that's the thing. It's like,
was that predatory?
Yes, I feel like that is because he
was flying.
He was flying. She was hanging out with him all the time. There's no way she wasn't.
Right.
She wasn't. It's not like.
And they were probably messing with each other under wraps.
Yeah.
When she hit the legal age where it's like, it's acceptable.
Imagine if social media wasn't around. He would have got. We would have never knew.
Yeah.
We would have never knew.
Facts.
Like the only way I learned about Kimora Lee Simmons is through fucking social media.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't realize she was that young when they started dating each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the fuck. Like that's why a lot of stuff like. People are, putting those allegations out now is because they have the timeline now of, hey, when social media started, like, hey, during this time we were dating, this is my age. This is what I was.
Yeah.
But, I'm like, bro.
And that's unacceptable.
That's
but
fucking
later.
wild. Yeah. Imagine if social media wasn't as prevalent as it is now.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have been good.
Yeah.
Nobody would be talking about it. Still, the R. Kelly shit, nobody be talking about that.
Yeah.
Facts.
But it'll be rumor,
Right.
but nobody be talking about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's crazy in the age that we're in, where literally predators are so prevalent. Social media makes it easier for them to feel comfortable to reach out to someone younger, to reach out to someone who's not in your age range.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want? What in your mind? Which is why I'm saying, like, do we give them a pass if you're like, oh, I met this girl, I didn't know her age, or she lied about her age to get my attention?
I mean, sometimes that happens.
And
In
no,
some
that's what I'm
situations,
saying.
you gotta
It
give them the
happens.
benefit of the doubt. Yeah.
Right, I understand that. But then also you have people who are like, yeah, I knew she was younger, but I like the way she looked. Like,
Yeah,
so
that's
you're
disgusting.
And that's crazy.
pedophilia.
That's crazy. That's kind of wild.
So, but social media almost makes it acceptable. Like,
So-
oh yeah, look, all these people dating,
Right.
and you know they have an age gap. Yeah, but she 15.
Yeah, that ain't gonna hold up in the court of law.
But
dog.
all the stories I'll be sending you about the teachers.
Yeah.
The
Oh
teacher,
my
teachers
god.
getting caught up.
The teacher thing is that will not apply here ever, because when you're a teacher and that's your profession,
Yeah.
you messing with one of your students, or even if the student's not a student in general, I'm not with that shit.
Yeah.
Somebody beat their ass.
Facts. I don't care if the student's 18, you're 23. It's like,
Yeah, no.
Still, yeah.
yeah,
No,
wait
you're
till
crossing
they-
a line.
And there goes your career right there.
You're
Shit
crossing
is
the line.
done.
over.
But it's like a lot of them, like a lot of the stories are teachers, and it's a lot of women teachers.
It is
It's a lot of women teachers
Mhm.
that are having sex with not just one, but a couple of the group. And somebody says something.
Yeah.
So, and like, you know, if people in the comments like, oh, if that was my day, I would have never said nothing. No, you probably would have. Because
Your friends.
Yeah, your friend, because you would have told your friends, somebody would have been like, oh, I'm not getting that attention.
Yeah.
I'm telling somebody, fuck that. Why is he getting that attention and I can't?
But social media, that thing blows up.
Oh.
I actually remember when I was in high school, right? So we're looking at the span of 2006 to 2010, and there was this like whole scandal about one of the teachers messing with like a female basketball player. She was lesbian, and it was like crazy. The whole
That's
school was.
wild.
And granted, I don't know if it was ever confirmed, so I'm not telling names or whatever the case is, but like it was. Like in that time when it was still MySpace,
Yeah.
everybody was like, "Wow,
Yeah,
what?"
it's crazy.
Like, whoa.
Right.
Like it was crazy.
Remember, there was a point in time, like, it was just scandal after scandal, teacher scandal after scandal,
Yeah.
after teacher scandal. Like, every week I remember watching Eyewitness News. Every week it was a teacher
Yeah.
on the news messing with a child.
Underage kid. And it's
Yeah.
like, again, that's still happening now.
Yeah.
And I think the last one I
More
saw
so.
was like an 8th grade teacher messing with her students. I'm like, but you like 40. And these
8th
kids-
grade teacher?
8th grade teacher was mess with her students. I'm like, bruh, you're disgusting. You're just and it's one of those things like it's pedophilia at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, I think men get hammered more for it than women
Yep.
all the time. Everybody talk about equality this, equality that. Nah,
It's
it's not.
double
There's
standard.
none. There's none.
Mhm.
It's never the same because a lot of these women, they'll get probation. Hey, you can't be a teacher in this district anymore, but you can go be a teacher in a different district.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of
That's
fucking
wild.
shit.
That should follow you.
Yo,
So
that should follow you
yeah.
everywhere. That's disgusting.
But also, like, especially when it comes to predatory things, people, I feel like, and this was a conversation on Twitter, especially when it comes to men, and, I'm sure it doesn't come up a lot with women because there's a double standard, but men know that their friends have predatory
Behavior.
and they don't check them. There's a lack of accountability.
That's true.
Did you
That's
hear about
facts.
the story about the woman who's like her husband had basically like I think either molested or was like dealing with the kid, and she like killed, I think either she killed him or beat him up really bad, and she went to jail, and they were like, free her, because she found out that her husband was like touching the kids
think
at her
was it like
at her
Florida or something
preschool
like
or
that?
something.
Yeah,
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 and she
yeah.
either beat him up real bad or killed him.
I think she killed him.
Oh, they're gonna let her go. They're gonna.
No, she's
No,
doing
no, she's
jail
doing-
time.
She's doing time for killing him.
Yeah.
I mean, I know back in the day, there's a couple stories of teachers molesting their kid, molesting students, and parents would kill them, and like they would get off.
Of
Like,
self-defense.
but they
type.
get like
probation.
they'll get
police
like
service.
10 years of probation.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
This. I'm sorry, I don't blame like if you sitting there having sexual relation with my child,
Yeah,
end of your life.
You get your hands put on.
Yeah,
Sure.
end of your life. Because that shit is scary. And then even in this day and age, I feel like, okay, if my son was like fucking with a teacher, I dab him real quick.
See, that's the double standard.
Wait, but what she look like though?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Okay, y'all.
She can't.
I remember I was a kid and I had like the one that
I feel like we had all the ugly teachers.
You know what I'm saying? No,
we might have one.
4th grade, I had one. When them allegations, I'm like, damn, why she ain't pick me? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because like a couple of these teachers that I've seen on that get caught, I'm like,
right.
You telling me you can't find a man your age?
Your age, right?
Get the fuck out of here.
And
You're
fine.
Wow. Fine.
You should have came to a more school 12. Come on, fam.
What's happening right now?
Whatever. But let's get
We're
back.
talking about people holding their friends accountable.
Yeah, hold your friend accountable.
No, we said our friends, not the teacher.
Hold your friend accountable if they start talking about like little ass girls and shit like that. Again.
But even it's crazy. I know a few.
Damn.
Yeah, yo, and it's kind of sad to say that their friend group doesn't hold them accountable.
Yeah.
That they're messing with, younger age girl.
Yeah.
But then it's also like, this man. Well, then again, I don't know.
And my thing is, it's like, okay, depending on the situation, because sometimes you could be out at a wedding, you could be do something, and this person, you have a great conversation with this person, and they could be 6, 7 years, 8 years younger than you, and just like, damn, do I want to keep this going where I see this go? Mm-hmm. Some people are okay with doing that. Again, the extreme for me is like 15, 20 years.
Okay.
That's extreme.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm. 10 years is a
yeah. I feel like
it's an arranged. What if it's an arranged?
Okay,
that's culture.
Yeah, that's cultural stuff.
Right, cool.
Yeah.
But even that, like, which is why I was bringing up like Caribbean and Black people, because like you always had that creepy uncle. Like I had just a tangent off a little bit for the predatory thing. I had a manager who, for lack of better words, married his cousin because it was an arranged marriage. Oh. And granted, it's not first cousins, right? But like he's Middle Eastern, so in that culture, marrying it was important to them to marry someone in your village because it's someone you trusted, someone you know their family background. So he ended up marrying a third cousin, and it's like, for me, I'm like, there was nobody else, and he's like, oh well, like our families knew each other already. She was technically arranged to marry someone else that she really hated, so we were just like, oh, we could just marry each other.
Right.
Child cheese. No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
And you have to imagine these people, especially in those cultures, especially if you're back in that country, you're getting married young.
Yeah.
Young.
Yeah, like 15, 16.
As soon, like if you hit puberty, you can get married.
Yeah, you can get married. Yeah.
Once you develop,
you can have kids.
Good. Yeah. Crazy.
No, that's wild. No.
I believe Jewish people are the same. Not that they're marrying a different age gap, but they get married young.
I think it's Hasidic Jews
who get married that young.
Yeah, I think the different Jew. They have different Jewish things.
Yeah, different levels.
I think there's the Hasidic Jews that do that. But still, I'm sorry. It's no. Like at this point, it's like you're grooming. You're doing too much at this point. I'm sorry. Like I'm not dealing with a child because like I'm sorry. I'm not dealing with a child. If you don't got your somewhat of your shit together, and I've been approached by women that have their shit together in a better space than I am, and I'm like, how old are you? Oh, damn. Okay. And then you learn more about them. It's like, oh, family helped out.
Right.
Like, okay. But I'm like, I don't know. I can't. So dating / marrying outside your age range. What is considered outside your range?
Well, that's personal for everyone, I'm sure. But I think on a grand scheme of things, if they're not in your... I want to say... Okay, one, the older you get, the more I feel like you can have a very age gap, right? Because it's weird for me for a 25-year-old to be dating an 18-year-old. But and that's 7 years. But it's not weird for me for a 32-year-old to be dating a 25-year-old. I'm like, okay, like they're 25, they're young, whatever. Right. And then it's even less weird if someone who's 47 dating someone who's 40. Nobody's even looking at that.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's the older you get, but when you're starting off, and maybe it's because like you're still in years where you're learning and you're experiencing life, you should be allowed to do that. I think after 30, that's when it's kind of like, oh, you have way more range.
Yeah,
like
way more range.
if I'm 31 right now and I date someone that's 37, no one's gonna bat their eyelashes. But if I was 21 dating a 29 or something like that, they would be like, what interest do you have in this child? Like y'all have nothing in common.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they just got out of school.
They just got out of school. They
literally
don't even know how the world works yet. Like, what could you possibly have in common? For me, that's like you have grooming tendencies. You think, oh, I'm going to grab a young girl because, yeah, she's so much fun. And, like, I can mold her to be the wife I want her to be. Like,
so 39 and 31. Nothing?
That would be very specific. But for me, I would be okay with 31 to 39. If I was 31 dating a 39-year-old. I mean, granted, I'm picky. So I'm like, if you're 39 and... You gotta be
no kids.
What the fuck going on? You gotta be a gem. Not no 39-year-old. I got 3 kids. I work a regular 9 to 5. I'm living paycheck to paycheck.
There's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5, guys.
Nothing wrong with working 9 to 5, but you're not finna afford 3 kids, have your 9 to 5, and me. Child, no. You can't afford me.
That's why I be on the fence about women with kids, except for the 2 or 3 that's out there.
Hit his DM.
I ain't gonna say no name. But
you know who you are.
Yeah. We've established. But yeah, like for me again, like I'm turning 36 this year. So like again, my 30. You gotta be that 30. Slim 29. I might do a 29, but that's
gotta be a remarkable 29.
Yeah, you got
blow me out the water.
Yeah. And I was gonna say my cap is about 5 to 6 years.
I think that's because I want somebody I can relate with. Like we can talk about bullshit and like bring up like old like shit from the 90s.
Exactly.
Old MTV like TRL shit like fucking 106 in Park. You remember that episode? Nah. But you can't.
What's the youngest you've dated? How many years younger?
Probably 3.
Wow.
Same here.
Yeah,
3. 3 was my youngest.
Yeah, 3 years. Oldest I've dated was 20 years older than me.
20
years older?
Yeah.
That's OD.
It was a good time. She looked good too. She ain't look like she was like 20 years old. So I was 22 and she was 42.
That's OD.
Wow.
She looked like she was a smooth like 25.
That's a predator. We literally just talked about this, guys.
I mean,
that's a predator.
No.
What are you bringing? What
he presented himself as a mature young man, so she was like, "Wow."
Me.
You know, let me tell you something.
And that makes it even worse because she bagged you.
Let me say something though. Let me just say this. Was it like a real relationship, or y'all was just having fun?
It was a real. It wasn't a relationship. We were dating. And then come to find out, she told me her age, and I'm like, okay. And her son was like damn near.
Her son
was damn near my age.
Oh, okay, so y'all was brothers. Okay.
Essentially. And then she was talking about marriage, and I was like, Miss.
You see, no.
I'm 22. Stop it.
No,
okay.
Predator.
Okay, I understand.
You understand what? That she's a predator?
No, why he said stop it.
Because she was trying to marry me at 22.
I remember when I was closing on my house in the beginning. Someone that came in the picture through the closing process or whatever was interested in me, and he was like maybe 17 years my senior.
Oh God.
And first of all, I was closing on a house, so I looked already like boss bitch vibes. So anyway, but I remember sharing that with like a really close friend group, and my brother was in that group, and my brother shut that down so fast. Yeah. He was like, if I even catch wind that you're entertaining this, it's over for you. And I was like, okay, say no more. That's not gonna work for me, sir. Like, yeah, no. I think it sounds cool, and it would have been like more so like, oh yeah, we can have a good time. But at the end of the day, and my brother had to tell me, which is why it's important to have male influence in your life. He's like, he's not looking to marry you. He want to have fun. But he's not looking to take you serious. So what do you like? Go have fun with someone your age.
I mean, it's cool. Again, it's cool when you have a partner and you're able to turn up, go places together, have the same things that match.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's like, all right, what we doing from here? Because I'm not doing husband shit for somebody that I'm just talking to. And people, I mean, you got to think, and people don't. My thing is, people don't think that far when they get with people, as far as like husband and wife shit. Like, I'm not doing that for somebody I don't see myself spending a lifelong relationship with. Like, I'm not doing all this grandiose stuff. Like, yeah, let's book all these trips and let's go out of here. I might book 1 or 2 trips. Damn, I'm good for a trip too. That's the crazy thing. I'm good for a trip when I'm dating somebody or like just talking. I'm good for a trip. But outside of that, like if we not in a relationship, committed, like figuring things out, like yo, we're gonna us figuring things out is like, hey, should we move forward? Mm-hmm. And you're a child? No.
I almost had a situation like that too. When I went to Dubai.
Oh, child.
It was an older women's group I was shooting for. Someone found interest in me.
Yeah.
Because I was carrying myself very professional.
Why does it always have to be I'm carrying myself very professional?
I mean, most times that is.
But that's what it is, though.
Yeah, but sometimes women are carrying themselves very professional, which is why...
And she was. Okay. And, you know, and, you know...
I'm sorry, what was that?
You know, the trip passed and everything. And she's like, yeah, so you gonna come see me in Tampa? I'm like, yeah, nah. She really wanted my company. She was like, yeah, I got a pool table. I got a pool. You know.
Selling you.
I'm retired from the Army. I got, you know what I'm saying? All the, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, this sounds very good, very enticing. But, you know, it's just not going to work, sweetheart. You know
it's not gonna work, sweetheart. We can't do it.
You know, God bless her though, because you know she was really looking out for me on that trip though. You know, she made sure I ate. You know.
Listen, she's your mom.
That's the one thing.
She was your mother.
That's the one thing most women know about me. Like, if you feed me or cook for me, like, I'm sorry, you kind of got a +1 up there. Like, you get points for that.
She sprayed my room down because it had ants in there. I'm like, yo, you.
I hate it here.
Yo,
I
you know
cannot
like,
do this.
You know, Dubai got ants. You know what I'm saying? And my room had them. And she sprayed them down. She sprayed my clothes down, put them in. I'm like, dang, you know. But you know, yeah, Tampa not gonna work for me, sweetheart. But you know, God is good, man. And you know, yeah, that was my experience, guys. She was about, I think she was about, I was 28, maybe. She was 42 or 41, one of them.
So almost 14 years.
That's not bad. Not as bad as me.
Yeah, you were 22 with a 42.
Yeah. And by 28, after 25, I was like, all right, let me find my person. Let me find my person that I could be like, all right, we locked in.
Right.
Because you like, when you're in a relationship, when you're dealing with people, you want to travel with people so you can experience shit with them. But at the same time, it's like you got to find the right person to do that with. Some people say they're ready for all that, and they're not really ready. They see all their friends doing it, so they want to do it too.
They like the idea.
They like the idea, but that's it. And then it's like, as you get older, the quality of people in that space that are willing to do it dwindles. That shit goes fucking straight downhill. You're either gonna have to marry somebody that has a kid, or marry somebody that's like crazy or not there. And then when you do find the ones that have something like going on for themselves, and it's like, okay, this is the right one right here. We good money here. You just, in your mind, you start playing mind games like, damn, I don't want to fuck this up. How am I fucking this up? I hope I don't fuck this up. Like, I really hope I don't. Like, I want this shit to work. And then that's sometimes how it is. But again, when it comes to the predatory behavior, I mean, monitor your group at the end of the day. Monitor your group. I mean, sometimes one of your friends may pop up with somebody that's 15, 20, 30 years younger, and you're just like, how can y'all relate? Like, what's
what y'all talk about? What TV shows y'all talk about?
Like, y'all talk about old Fresh Prince or the new Fresh Prince?
Or the Bel Air.
Yeah, like which one y'all talk about?
You know what's also to be said? A lot of, and I think this happens more with men, are not mature, right? You're in your 40s and you're either still living with your parents, or maybe you haven't lived on your own, and so you don't find an issue dating women who are in their 20s because they're doing the same thing you're doing because you haven't really grown up yet. You know what I'm saying? So I think that happens often too. So women, watch out for these low life. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, I think that maturity plays a really big part in it, and people sometimes refusing to grow up, because you can't tell me that Diddy and Young Miami, but regardless that they're celebrities, have just all these things in common. Like Diddy has lived his life twice over.
Facts.
Young Miami is literally her
Just
name,
living
Young,
Yeah.
and you're just reaching, like not the peak of your career, but you're on the rise in your career, and
How
you
old is she?
thought
She's still in her
25,
20s. They're still in her 20s.
26.
Did he like 67?
Okay.
Close enough.
He's not
Close
67.
enough. He's 50
He
something.
like something.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you're double her age. You can't tell me that this was anything but you having fun.
Yeah, both of them.
Like you can't take that serious.
I mean, she enjoys it. She likes dealing with older men, and
She
that's the
likes
thing.
things being bought for her. She wants to be a city girl. She likes things, being catered to. I can understand that.
Yeah. I mean, again, they're rich. They have money. So, like, do we add them to the equation or we remove them?
Nah, let me mind
You
my
see-
poor business.
You see it? And that's the thing. It's like, he could do that. Have fun. Let him be great. But, as we get to the end of this episode, what are your guys' last final thoughts on this topic, predatory behavior? Like, what do you want to leave people with, or what's on your mind about this?
I think that more than anything, like people are gonna do what they want to do, right? But if you are birds of a feather flock together, so if you're in a group of people and your friends have predatory behaviors, please hold them accountable and check them on that shit. Like, not cool. I know your friend is not super rich, so there's no reason why a broke man should be acting like that.
It's also status too. People cling to status. Some people cling to status as well.
You think that happens a lot? Not to reopen this, but you think that happens a lot when it comes to nightlife? Like, you think these DJs
Oh,
be
for
messing
sure,
with
for
like
sure.
super young girls,
Yeah.
promoters?
Yep.
Yikes.
Yep. And that's why some of them, their careers like take a plunge for the worse, because once they cut off the younger ones, the younger one's gonna come out and statement, and then his career's just gonna plunge down, So, just be careful. Not even be careful. Be smart.
Be smart.
Be smart.
Be
and
smart.
Just make the right decisions.
Yeah.
If it feels wrong, then it's wrong. That's it.
Listen, if it feels wrong, it's definitely wrong. Like fuck that. And that's why, like, for me personally, again, yes, I do get chicks pop up and, hey, let's hang out, let's do this, let's that. I'm like, how old are you again? Okay. No, we can't do this. We're not supposed to do this.
Yeah.
This don't feel right. But I mean, if you come with the right mindset and shit like that, might think it dip in the pool. But I'm sorry, like within the 5-year thing, and I might go again that 29, that right there. But again, I'm turning 36 this year. It's a scary ass fucking number, but we here. We leave it in God's hands. He got it. I mean, where can people find you guys at?
You can find me on social media platforms, Patty Mayonnaise. Yeah.
Find me on social media platforms, Mal_2DA. Also follow me on @TheSecureTies. All right, on Instagram. It's my business page. All right, and yeah.
Yeah, but that's it for this episode. You guys can find me on all social media platforms at Random Guy Kev and my website at randomguykev.com. Don't forget to check in, and I will catch you guys on the next one.